If you're an educator, you know there's this gap, right? A huge gap between the theories you read about and the actual messy reality of your classroom. Well, today on The Explainer, we are diving into a powerful tool that's designed to build a bridge right over that gap. It's called action research.
This quote right here, it just gets straight to the heart of it. Action research isn't about some abstract idea for someone else to figure out. Nope, it is a hands-on method for practitioners, teachers, administrators, people on the ground, to make real, tangible improvements in their own work.
So let's get real for a second. Academic studies, they're often done by outside experts. And while they're valuable, their big sweeping findings can feel, well, totally disconnected from the unique challenges that your students are facing. I mean, think about a teacher who's struggling with student engagement in math class. A big study might suggest a whole new curriculum, but action research, it lets her try a new group work strategy, see what happens, and then tweak it for the next week. It puts the power to improve practice right back into her hands.
So let's officially introduce this solution. Action research is that bridge we were talking about. And the most important part, it's built by the very people who need to cross it every single day.
Now, this isn't some brand new educational fad, not at all. Action research has some really deep roots. It actually kicked off way back in the 1940s with a social psychologist named Kurt Lewin. He saw it as a way to fix immediate social problems. Fast forward to the 70s, and it found its perfect home in the UK's education system. And today, it's a go-to tool all over the world for practical, on-the-ground improvement.
Okay, the key phrase here, the absolute game changer, is self-reflective inquiry. This flips the whole script. See, with this, you aren't just the subject of someone else's study. You become the researcher. The goal is super direct and personal, to make your own work better, right where you stand.
And this just nails the mindset. It's so simple, but it's everything. Forget about complicated hypotheses for a minute. The entire process kicks off with this one fundamental personal question. It shifts the power from some outside expert to you, the practitioner. It basically empowers you to become a detective in your own professional life.
All right, that all sounds great in theory, but what about the real world? What kind of actual problems can you really tackle with this method?
This is where it gets super practical. Action research is perfect for a problem you can actually do something about. It's got to be within your control, something you really care about, and focused on your own teaching or your students' learning. We're not talking about solving massive systemic issues here. We're talking about making a real, noticeable difference in your immediate world.
So you might be wondering, why would a busy professional add researcher to their already long job description? Let's get into the key motivations.
Honestly, the reasons are incredibly powerful. It's about finally solving those nagging problems that just never seem to go away. It's about professional development that isn't just a one-off workshop, but a deep, ongoing process that you own. And at the end of the day, it's about making smarter, more informed changes that directly help your students or your clients.
To really get what action research is, it's just as important to understand what it isn't. So let's look at a couple of key comparisons.
First up, let's put it next to applied research. Now, applied research usually has an outsider testing a theory to see if it can work everywhere. But action research, that's done by an insider, the practitioner, to solve a specific local problem. The goal isn't to find some universal truth, but to find a targeted solution that works for you.
And what about traditional research? Well, the big difference is the process. Traditional research is often like a straight line. You ask a question, you do the method, you get a conclusion. The end. Action research is a circle, a loop. You plan, you act, you observe, you reflect, and then you start the cycle all over again, getting better each time. It's a living, breathing thing, not a static report.
So now that we've got a really good handle on the what and the why of action research, the next logical question, the big one, is how. How do you actually do it?
And that's exactly where we're headed next time. We are going to break down the famous models, the actual step-by-step playbooks created by pioneers like Lewin, Kemmis, and others. Think of these as the roadmaps that give your investigation structure and guide you from that first question all the way to a real solution.
So until then, start thinking about it. What's that one nagging problem in your work that you're truly passionate about solving? Get that question in your mind and join us for the next explainer to find the framework that could unlock your solution.